Discretion is advised.
If you feeling like a pimp, niggas gon' pimp.
Awesome sauce. Hello, everybody. It's Thursday night. It's another edition of Awesome Sauce Radio. I hope you're all having an abundant, wealthy, blessed Thursday evening. Beautiful weather still happening if you're in New Jersey, New York right now. I want to remind you, we don't need set to have a vision. It's not what happens to us. It's what we do about it. Where we're going to kick ass and take names. We're going to testify, and we're going to have a good time tonight. Yeah. Got a nice amount of topics. But before we get into the heart of the matter, I'd like to thank a couple of sponsors, give a couple of shout-outs, and give a couple of tributes because it was a very sad week in popular culture this week. But first, I'd like to thank the Exotica Expo. The Exotica Expo is returning to the New Jersey Convention Center October 25th, 26th, 27th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for Exotica Expo. You know, ladies getting free on Friday. There'll be porn stars. There'll be seminars. There'll be meet and greets, double ops, orgies, gang bangs. There'll be how to break into the industry things. There'll probably be some alcohols and marijuana. There'll be all sorts of cool stuff. Strippers, hookers, more porn stars, hand jobs, rim jobs. Ladies getting free Friday. So bring the ladies on Friday with Exotica Expo. For all the information, exoticaexpo.com. October 25th, 26th, and 27th. Blind Adam and Awesome Sauce Radio will be there. I will be at the Pornado the Movie booth. Shout out to Ellie and Rob and Pornado the Movie. Love those guys. Thank them for sponsoring.
See that shit, man? Bitches love me.
Damn right, Jay. Love you, brother. Jason Mewes. He's like my inspiration. Yeah. But, you know, PornadoTheMovie.com. And I'll be there all weekend long at the Pornado the Movie booth, taking pictures, signing autographs. If you're a hot girl with a bubble-shaped ass, we'll go bam. And speaking of porn stars, and I know she will not be there, Katira is an amazing cosplayer and adult entertainment model. She is doing a Friday the 13th photo shoot, and she's got a whole new line of merch at Juice Scare, whatever her company name is. But if we can show that website, that would be awesome.
That's fantastic.
Yep. Yeah, but she's got like shirts and hoodies and some prints. So Juice Jump Scare. That's it.
There we go. Jump Scare and Spice.
JumpScareSpice. Thank you, Dave. But because I'm a dumbass.
I love this cat cult shirt here she has, and also Sister Kajira tough case. Those look pretty cool. So
yeah, I mean, she's got a Victoria merch. She's an amazing cosplayer and performer. So check out JumpScareSpice. Tell them Blind Adam sent you. Maybe I can get her to be a guest on the show finally after a couple years. And I wish her a happy Friday the 13th. And to all the fans of Friday the 13th, I wish you all a happy Friday the 13th tomorrow. I like to give a shout out to Clinic Labs. I am going to be getting paid to test smart glasses starting tomorrow. So Clinic Labs, thank you. Last but not least in our group of sponsors, I would like to give a big shout out to the greatest strip club in all of New York City. They have all the ladies, alcohols. You can even get a steak For every lap dance you buy, you gotta buy a steak. That's Flash Dances. Play the commercial, please.
Hello, darling. Welcome to your new favorite club. You are a hard worker, so you deserve a good place to replenish yourself. Our bartenders will take great care of you, while our sexy ladies help spice up your night. Bring your friends, or make new ones here. Flash dancers, come join the party.
Why bring my friends? Batman's got a cave. Superman's got a fortress. I got a strip club. It's called Flash Dancers. But you should all go check it out. Go to flashdancers.com. You can go to the 45th Street location in Manhattan. That's the one I go to. It's amazing. And check out Flash Dancers in New York City. Yeah. Now what we're going to do before we get to the next couple of topics, we're going to bring in my man in the chair, writer extraordinaire, podcaster, blogger, one of the members of the Comic Crusaders, www.comiccrusaders.com. What's up, Al? We're gonna bring in the nemesis, David Howard, making his
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am back. I am ready to go, and I am looking more bearded than ever here. So here I am.
Nice. Beard the beard. So how'd your son and daughter make out with the fires?
They had to evacuate, but luckily at the last minute, the wind shifted, so it was lucky for them. I'm hoping that everybody, though, is safe, but the wind shifted, blew the fire back up the mountain. I know that several people have lost their lives, though. There's a lot of homes burning. California's burning, man. So, and that's pretty much the same thing happens year after year, but some dude got arrested today or yesterday for setting one of the fires. Actually, it was the fire that was going towards my son's house. So, to that guy, fuck you. I'm not.
I hope they cut his balls off and give him the electric chair. That's just
shit is bad enough without people going out there and setting fires. So, but. Luckily, everything escaped, and I'm hoping that everyone will be safe. There's still a lot of Southern Californians burning. I've got friends who are still in the middle of fire zones where, because of the weather and the wind and everything, the fires are not contained at all. So, if you pray, please pray for those people or send them positive thoughts. And to all the firefighters out there doing a wonderful job, same thing. So, yep. But we'll get through it.
On the love on the channel all week, whether it was yesterday with the 23rd anniversary of 9/11, for anyone who's fighting the wildfires out in California and Nevada, to all the firefighters, all the police, all the first responders who help in situations like this, from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Yeah, and yesterday they were out there fighting fires in 117-degree weather. So.
I read that this is like the hottest summer in West Coast history. Yeah,
well, I'm not sure if that is the fact or not, but it's been hot. I know that it's been hot before. Whatever it is, it's not been good. So I
also read somewhere that there was like over 30 100-degree weather days in Arizona this summer. Yeah,
it's been hot. I remember when I was a kid, it was hot a lot, but I don't know what's going on. It's been really hot this summer though, and of course over the winter it was a lot of rain. So when it rains, our friggin' vegetation goes crazy because they're like, "Hey, it's water. We don't know what the shit is." So everything grew like crazy, and then it gets super hot. It all dries out, and then and then it burns. So. For the next until the middle or until the end of November, it'll be fire season here in Southern California. So,
sounds about right.
So that is that's normal for us. I just pray that everybody gets out and that people are safe, and and we got those going on, and then we've also got earthquakes going on. So it's been an interesting time in Southern California. I had Sunday.
My stupid weather alert on the computer went off this morning about an earthquake.
Yeah. Well, Sunday morning, we had 4 earthquakes literally underneath our house. Now they were all fairly small, comparative wise, but because they were right under our house, I mean the epicenter was like 3 miles away. Like it shook pretty good. So it was like that was interesting. So
cool.
Yeah. So I was like, huh?
Go ahead, brother.
No, it was one of those things where normally I don't even notice earthquakes, and it was like the first one happened, and there was like 3 more within the next 3 hours, and I was kind of like, that shook pretty good. It wasn't anything horrible, but I was like, you got my attention, Earth. I see you. So.
Well, at least you're used to them. Not like everyone in my area when we had one back. We had a minor tremor back in April, and everyone was just. It was like the greatest thing that ever happened to some people in my area.
Yeah, but everybody gets used to shit like whatever is normal for where you are. It's like I was joking, but it's like if I ever had a hurricane around here, I'd be freaking out like a little bitch. I'd be running around going,
It's just a weird time for weather right now.
Let alone a tornado, man. When I lived in Texas,
I lived in Indiana. I experienced one of those when my parents lived in Indiana. No fucking thank you, never again. Those things don't play.
Man, I remember driving through Oklahoma, and the thunderstorms that they have in the Midwest are freaking insane.
Thank you.
And it was the middle of the night, and it was literally like pink and purple lightning out, and I'm driving, and my car got hit by lightning. And it was like we were fine. And then I saw a cow out in a field get hit by lightning. I said, fuck it, I'm not driving. I'm pulling over and going into a hotel now. Like, it fried a cow. I was like, all right, that's it. God is telling me something right now, and I'm getting off the road. So,
did Captain Moo join the Speed Force?
I think Captain Moo joined the afterlife. That's what he joined.
This is a nice segue. Speaking of the afterlife, it's been a really, really sad week in popular culture this year.
It has.
Especially this week.
It has been, it's been one of those weeks, man. We lost some icons this week. So.
Well, we did, starting with David Prowse, 93.
Yeah. Do you want to play this Empire Strikes Back?
Let's play my favorite thing, Darth Vader thing on the whole planet. This is the intro to the TV showing Empire Strikes Back.
All right, here we go.
Yep.
Network television premiere on NBC. We intercept your Earth broadcast in the name of the Galactic Empire.
Welcome. Through this intergalactic broadcast, your planet and thousands like it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just amazing.
Of the Galactic Empire. Tonight.
I remember seeing this movie in the theaters too.
Yep.
And his rebel alliance. This time, there will be no escape from the dark side of the Force when the Empire strikes back.
See, this is the version of Empire I had on VHS. To the special editions came out.
Wow.
Yeah, I bought the box set with all 3 of them that was really that had the originals before they started releasing the re-releasing on video.
He had so many iconic roles though, man. It's like you go back, like there are movies that I could name that people probably don't even remember, like Soul Man he was in, he was in some other movies. Like, I'll be honest with you, the most iconic role I remember him in, where I remember him, not just his voice, but him, is Conan as Thulsa Doom. So
yeah, hells yeah. I'm probably gonna go back and watch that because it is on Netflix.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that since high school.
Plus, it was such. I hope this doesn't. I hope this doesn't come off wrong to people watching this, but back in the day, fantasy movies were were almost white only. You hardly ever saw anybody who wasn't white in a fantasy like sword and sorcery type movie.
That is very true. It was just to reiterate, because I know how to pronounce words and shit. But that's just the way it was back in the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah, and then
weren't trying to discriminate. It's just they had fantasy things at that point had a very specific idea in their head of what everything looked like.
Yeah, and then out comes James Earl Jones as a complete I don't give a F badass, versus Arnie, who is like the ultimate white man, and it was like, and it wasn't a white versus black thing, but right off the bat, you're like, there's something different going on here, and then it just kept going, and he was unbelievably cool in that role. So I just remember him so much as Thulsa Doom, and then of course the fact that he was Darth Vader as well was just awesome. And then Mufasa in Lion King. I mean, just
Mufasa has a special place in my heart because I saw that with my best friend in the theaters.
Yeah. And then
he's a Disney nerd.
And he could be funny as hell too. Remember him in Coming to America as the king? You know? And he's like talking to his son about having sex with his bathers and all that stuff.
Oh yeah. One of my favorite things with James Earl Jones is he had a cameo in The Big Bang Theory. Where it's him and Sheldon just pegging Carrie Fisher's house with duck and eggs.
Yeah.
And doing Ding Dong Ditch.
Yeah, he was friggin' iconic, man, and he was in so much stuff. And like he had a part as a there's a movie called Soul Man, and it's kind of gotten some hate recently. It's about a guy who pretends to be black to get a scholarship. He uses like an overdose of tanning to go to law school, and James Earl Jones is a black law professor. And it's interesting because at the end, when the guy finds out, that was a shit thing to do, but he experienced life for a little bit as a black man. Like James Earl Jones is talking to him, is like, you learned more. There's this whole end scene with James Earl Jones, which is like really touching, but he's great throughout the whole movie. It's a good movie. Go check it out.
I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah.
And of course, he's infamous for the AT&T commercials.
Yeah, and this is
CNN.
Yes, this is CNN. I mean, the guy, between him and Morgan Freeman, nobody can ever do voiceover work again because, you could never have a voice like Morgan Freeman or James Earl Jones. Those two, and another guy named something Coyote who used to do National Geographic documentaries. Those three guys have the greatest voices in the world. Like, they make me happy when I hear their voices.
I know. Unfortunately, I think when Morgan Freeman eventually passes, I guess the guy who narrates all the bullshit on Discovery ID is going to have to step up his game. Yeah,
what's his name? The guy from Dirty Jobs, Mike Rowe. So.
Yeah. He's basically the main narrator in every 48-hour special on Discovery ID.
Yeah. I mean, Mike Rowe is good, but, no offense to Mike Rowe if you ever see this, which you won't. But you're no James Earl Jones or Morgan Freeman, my man. So.
You ever see that Family Guy sketch with Morgan Freeman?
No.
They just had they have someone doing a Morgan Freeman impersonation because I doubt they actually got the real Morgan Freeman. Or it's just Morgan Freeman narrating his breakfast.
Yeah, and you'd listen to it too. So, oh man, yeah, James Earl Jones. But like I said, I put a little post out just tribute to him. And it's like, the thing that always gets me, and I'm curious what you feel about this, but people are like sad and shocked when he died. But the man was 93. It's like, you know what? We're all poor that he died, but I can't really be sad for a man that lived a rich, full life that long. A lot of people don't get to live that long in life.
This has always been my philosophy. Mm-hmm. If you make it past 60, it's a blessing. Once you get into 85 to death,
yeah,
it's just at that point, it's a life well lived, and you should be celebrated, not mourned when they pass.
My grandma died last year at 92, and people were like, when she hit like 90, she was like, "F it, I don't care what the doctors say. I'll eat what I want to eat. I'll do what I want to do." I was like, "She's not." My dad was upset. I was like, "She's 90. She's earned the right to do whatever the hell she wants, man." It's like, she could do whatever she wants when it comes to that kind of stuff. So
takes the town bus with me. She's like 91, and she smokes like a chimney. Plays with scratch offs,
mm-hmm.
and acts like 30 years younger than what she is, and that's awesome.
Yep, definitely.
She called me a young man, and I didn't know whether to take it as a compliment or an insult. Man, she's like, "Young man, you sit down. You should be careful."
Who else did we lose this week, though? I know we lost some other people.
We lost Peter Renver. So I think he pronounced his name. He's the first person to voice Splinter from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. There's the Tales of the
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 35, because I did not feel like getting a cartoon clip.
Yeah.
Because I was doing with the lab, setting up my study for tomorrow. But hey, anyone who's a fan of the TMNT and you grew up in mine and Dave's generation from like 87 to about 96, this was the voice of Splinter. Along with Ken Clark and Rob Paulson and Tyson Talman, good friend of the show. What's up, Tyson?
Yeah, I remember. I think the guy I remember the most from that show is Rob Paulson, because he went on to be Pinky and Pinky in the Brain too. So
yes, and Rob he's another crazy, amazing human being.
He's getting up there in age too, though.
Yeah, he actually he's a throat cancer survivor too.
Yeah,
really affected his voice the last time I saw him at New York Comic Con last year, and it really affected his voice a little bit.
Yeah, in fact, speaking of voice actors, just as a side real quick, I don't want to say what it was because I don't want to get into political stuff, but Hank Azaria put a clip out on X as Chief Wiggum from The Simpsons, which was pretty hilarious, even though it's kind of political, but it's still funny as hell. So
yeah, I actually have my friends who own Twin City Comics. They're doing a private signing with Hank Azaria, and I may actually find a way to squeeze an extra $90 out of my budget to get something signed.
Cool. Very cool.
It's a rare signing, and unfortunately, the first thing that came to my head, he will not sign anything a poo. Motherfucker.
Yeah, you don't want to get me down that rabbit hole.
I don't want to get down that rabbit hole because we're honoring the dead right now.
Yeah.
James Earl Jones, who is the Darth Vader, will always be Darth Vader. Even though we will get his voice forever because he sold it to Disney.
Then I got this Marvel Knights trailer.
Basically, the artist John Cassidy passed away at the age of 52 from a heart attack this week.
Yeah.
You're ever a fan of Planetary by Warren Ellis?
Now that one is sad.
Astonishing XMen with Joss Whedon, which redefined the X-Men for the 2000s. He did had a run in Captain America in the early 2000s with the creator of Rambo.
And I will say right now, we're going to watch. You asked me to pull up this trailer for the X-Men The Gifted, the DVD. Yeah. This is the motion comic. It's worth checking out, man. Not all motion comics are worth checking out, but this one is
one of the first really, really well-produced motion comics. And
yeah,
you can still buy the DVDs on Shout Factory's website, and it's well worth the money. Let's play the trailer.
All right.
No doubt you're wondering what it is we want.
What is a mutant?
Maybe we're fanatics.
Mutants are people, no better or worse by nature than anybody else. Just people. People with a disease.
Or maybe we're just bored.
Violence of any kind will never be tolerated.
Strike a nerve, Summers.
Sorry, Logan. Superheroes wear costumes.
They will always hate us.
4 o'clock radius.
Now or never. Whoa. Wait. Is this gonna be about tights?
Corruption of healthy cellular activity.
Your flesh peeled and roasted.
The hostage situation in the Chapman building, but the FBI...
Time to make nice with the public. We have to astonish them.
We have found a cure.
By the way, screw Order the Break World. That's all I'm gonna say. So.
Yeah. So basically, the DVDs that Shout Factory has, the first 3 storylines, like I think up to about issue 16 or so, when they had Casanova take over Emma.
Yeah.
So, well casted and voiced. The music is great. Astonishing X-Men 1-6 gifted itself really put the X-Men back on the map in the mid 2000s.
Yeah, I love those books. It really was like a resurgence in X-Men. Unfortunately, I think they kind of went away from what Joss laid down for them later on after a while. And then to see this motion comic come out, and it was like fantastic. It was like a comic book come to life. And then there were some other ones that did it just as well. But this was one of the first ones, like you were saying. I really like that. But the art from John Cassidy in those books is what I think really brought this. I mean, the script by Joss Whedon is great, but the art from John Cassidy was freaking amazing, man. It was.
To me, there are 3 series that define John Cassidy as an artist to me. It was this, Planetary, and what he did on Captain America.
Well, he also worked on another lesser-known series that I like, which I liked him a lot, and he worked on, before it was canceled, Gen 13. So,
Hell yeah.
So, and I thought he was great in Gen 13. Although that is a very 90s book. Like, nothing against Gen 13, but comparing the work of Gen 13 to what he did in Astonishing X-Men is...
It's apples and oranges.
Yeah, I mean, he took a leap forward in Astonishing X-Men. And maybe he just got unshackled. Maybe, he was drawing to what they wanted for Gen 13 versus what Joss Whedon wanted. So, you never really know.
Gen 13 is a very specific genre of book where it's more soap opera,
right,
and teen angst and sex appeal than action.
Right, and I think it was a very 90s book. It had a 90s look to it, and less dynamic. And then I think Astonishing X-Men was one of the first, like, I'm going to almost call them like the glossy age of comic. You had like Bronze Age, Gold Age. Well, in the early 2000s, you had the glossy age where suddenly everything was blowing up out of the page, and you had, instead of the normal, like full page panel or something like that, where it was like a widescreen panoramic shots, you could get a full page panel blown up on one character where you could like read their zits, on their face and stuff like that. So it was just fantastic. It was just amazing stuff. So and I'll throw another name out there that kind of like picked up on what John Cassidy was doing, but he started it. And this is a controversial name, but Ethan Van Sciver took a lot of what John Cassidy did and did it for Sinestro. and stuff like that when he worked at DC. But it all started with John Cassidy's stuff in the early 2000s. So,
You know, unfortunately, with Van Sciver, his reputation precedes him, and I wish people would learn to separate the work from the person's beliefs.
absolutely.
Because his work on Flash, people do not remember that anyone who walks around with like any of those colored Green Lantern shirts,
Hmm.
Blackest Night, you have to thank him for those designs.
Yeah. And the stuff he's doing now is still really good. And I understand if you don't want to spend money on it.
Sure, he's never been anything but good to me. I just don't bring him up because there's people who don't know how to be like human beings and separate work from personal beliefs.
Winds from Hurricane Francis.
He's a very polarizing character too. So.
Yeah, so it's part of the reason I just don't bring him up, and a lot of his current stuff just is not my cup of tea.
Yep.
So, I'm at a point in my comic book career where, that's not really my cup of tea, or if I don't have customers who ask me for it at shows or whenever I'm buying and selling stuff, I'm not going to really bother with it all that much.
Yeah, but going back to John Cassidy, I mean, I remember the first time I saw Astonishing X-Men, and it blew me away. It was like, this is something new. It was one of those things. It was like the first time that I saw, for me, a Jim Lee or a Todd McFarlane SpiderMan. It was like, this is something new.
That the X-Men have 3 eras. Your Chris Claremont and John Byrne from the late 70s to early 80s.
Yep.
Your mid 80s or late 80s, early 90s, Mark Silvestri, Jim Lee era. The Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld era of X-Men books. And then for people in the 2000s, it was John Cassidy and even Van Sciver and Joss Whedon and Grant Morrison who owned those books for a good number of years.
Yeah.
I mean, the story that starts in Gifted goes through about 5 story arcs until it gets to about issue 25 and ends in a giant-sized special.
I mean, they were the kind of books where, not that the writing wasn't good, because it was on a lot of those stories, but those X-Men, that era of X-Men, you could just sit there and just look at the artwork forever. It was like the way I felt a lot about a lot of Spider-Man art in the 90s. It was just beautiful, and Cassidy was incredibly talented, and for him to die so suddenly, that was sad. So, because
I haven't felt this bad about a passing in the industry since what the fuck's his name? He did all that stuff on with DC.
Which one?
The DC New Frontier.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I can't think of the name right off the top of my head. So
same here. Him and even we lost Kelly. This reminds me of losing Michael Turner at such a young age. Look, we lost Tim Sell at a young age.
Darwin Cook, is that who you're talking about?
Darwin Cook is who I was trying to think of. And I remember because I was working at a 3-day comic book convention when I woke up and heard the news about that.
Yeah. And then we won't name names, but then there's certain curmudgeons who I think we're going to live forever. So, but it is who it is.
That's a superpower, but we don't need to get involved with that. Congratulations on your new book, brother.
Thank you. Got some good news on that. So we successfully funded our crowdfunder, and I'm delivering in the process of doing fulfillment for that. And then I'm a finalist for an award on my novel. So that's pretty cool. So
congratulations on that.
I kind of needed that pick-me-up. So it's been one of those weeks.
No, I hear that. It's been a weird month and a weird year or so.
Yeah. So.
But like I said, I took inspiration and unit, decided to experiment with some crowdfunding on my own.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Crowdfunding a little thing on GoFundMe because GoFundMe, A, was the most accessible thing I could find for me to use, and B, even if I didn't raise the entire amount, I could still keep what I raised and put it towards the project. So I did my best friend's birthday, which is an amazing film. I had the script written. I had the location picked out. The location is just going to be the Best Western Presidential Hotel in Times Square in Manhattan. That's what's closest to me. Depending when it's filmed, that maybe switch to the extended stay in America over in Edison, New Jersey. If I can film this closer to Exotica. Yes, there were certain aspects I had to leave out of the description on GoFundMe, so I did not violate terms of services. But there's a hot blonde with big titties and a Gwenpool costume and a birthday cake.
Nice.
And I was thinking of updating it with a couple of rewards that I'm going to add for tiers, and I would like to show the first one, which was drawn by a fellow comic crusader a few years back. What's up, Jeff Bracey? This is Spider-Gwen.
Okay. Let me add that. Hold on.
Yep.
I didn't know Jeff drew this.
Yeah, this is Jeff drew this. You know, we try to make it look like Blake Blossom, who portrays live-action Spider-Gwen. I decided to homage the infamous Spider-Man #1 by McFarlane. That's why we have the actor McFarlane up there. This was drawn for the 2023 AVNs originally, but Jeff got it to me a little late. So I've been showing this on my shelves for a while, but if anyone wants to do like a $25 donation on the GoFundMe, you will get an 11x17 and a top loader print of this.
That's cool.
And since Gwenpool and Spider-Gwen's costumes are similar, you'll have it signed by the actress who will be portraying the Gwenpool's cosplayer in the movie. No, you will not be getting any ice cream cake because I'm going to be licking that off the actress because that's how I roll.
Nice.
Cookie Puss to carve out. And a stripper in a Gwen Coup costume is why we love America. And I don't know which tier I'm going to do the next one at, but this was drawn by my friend Matthew Arnold. This is Blind Adam, the man with tiny balls. I don't know why he decided, to change it from the man without morals to the man with tiny balls. But this is one of my prize pieces. This was done initially as a gift for Sunny Lane, who is a former Bunny Ranch worker, legendary Hall of Fame adult entertainment star, former stripper, former ice skater. Sunny's awesome. Huge Batgirl fan. She portrayed Batgirl in the Batgirl parody. So this is just an amazing piece that I had done by Matthew Arnold. Once again, I think I'm gonna just do this through a $30 tier. I don't know how I'm gonna do tiers. I still have to figure it out a little bit. Since you've done a couple Kickstarters, do you have any suggestions on how you guys did tiers like Phoenix Throne? I'm open.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm the right person to talk to, but as far as tiers go, it's just whatever's going to be most successful. Sometimes you might add it as the same, $25 where people could choose, or add one where people could get, both things, for $50 or $40. So,
all right, cool. I'll figure that out because I also have a T-shirt that I got coming, which will be included as well because I finally started making.
Man, I'd probably throw $50 at you for a signed copy of that Blake Blossom one. So.
Nice. And I also have copies signed by Blake as well, which I will have after Exotica. I'm just waiting to get confirmation that she's there before I open up my big fat mouth on that one.
Cool.
But it's definitely two of my favorite pieces that I've had done. I of course I do have the Maitland Ward piece, but I don't know that I want to. I think I might want to use that simply as a gift for Maitland, because there was a couple things with the trade dress I wasn't 100% happy with myself. And I don't want to put anything out there into the world that I'm not 100% satisfied with.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
I just had to look up Sunny Lane. I didn't know who she was.
Cool. I'm corrupting everybody. Yeah.
Cool. All right, so what's next?
When I say Mrs. Howard's going to come to my house with guns.
I got my headphones on. She's not hearing anything. So.
All right, cool. Let's see. What did I have next on the queue?
You have. Let's see. We've got My Escape from Hollywood.
All right, let's do with My Escape from Hollywood. Speaking of Maitland Ward,
All right.
she has a new book coming out. It's our memoir about how she got rid of mainstream Hollywood and got into the world of porn. It's called My Escape from Hollywood, which comes out at the end of the month. I think around the 24th-ish. And I'm looking for her. I liked her first book, which you can get on Audible. And I think Maitland is just the Jenna Jameson of this generation. And to conquer both mainstream and do the reverse, normally girls will start out in porn and then cross over to mainstream. She reverse engineered that shit and is now bigger than she ever was when she was a mainstream. She's the only adult film star on the Disney Plus platform. So she's got 3 seasons of Boy Meets World under her belt. She was Rachel. She was in White Chicks.
Interesting.
Yep.
So that is definitely unusual. I could think of people who started out in porn. Probably the most famous name that I can think of who is modern is Miss Black Widow herself, and I can't remember her name because I'm freaking right now.
Scarlett Johansson's got some porn credits over there.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to look those up.
Yes,
probably
she
some
does.
software stuff.
Yes, she was. She started out.
Recent back from the 90s.
She started out in that because she couldn't get a job in Hollywood, and then eventually was discovered and went away from that and became mainstream.
Look at Ginger Lynn now. Ginger Lynn was on the guy, as I always call her, grandmother of porn, who was in the heyday of VHS.
And do you know how Ginger Lynn got her start getting her first thing? That it was a Mark Hamill project that she got started on that got her into regular acting, that got her then into becoming a mainstream actress. So
actually, if you guys go back to the Awesome Sauce radio catalog, and the first interview I did with Ginger, she really did not like talking about that experience. Yeah, she
played a chief mechanic in the Wing Commander series of video games. So
she did not get along with Mark Hamill at all.
Yeah. Oh, she didn't?
Yeah, she said Mark was mean to her.
Oh, wow. That's too bad.
And
she seemed like a
because she was still fresh out of adult film at that point, and I think that just brings a stigma that some people just, it's either you're cool with it or you're not.
There were a lot of people, like Tracy Lords was another one. It's like you got shit on if you were coming from there because you were seen as less than.
Tracy's an unusual story because of all the bullshit and lies that she, did while she was in porn.
Yeah.
She purposely lied about her age, and then when it was convenient for her, she threw everyone underneath the bus. Do you really want to hear Ginger Lynn shoot? Ask her what she thinks of Tracy Lords.
Really?
On both the interviews, I did one with her, and I did one with her and Christy Kenyon at the same time, because I'm blessed by Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. Testify.
Make that shit work.
Yeah. Actually, one of these days we gotta get you put some great gun on.
Holy shit. I apologize, everybody. All of a sudden, we had 63 comments that I wasn't noticing. So,
all right, who are some of the 63 comments though? Let's recognize some people in the chat.
David R. Fuller says, "Is Bob legally allowed to smoke and eat shit? Sure, something.
Okay.
Sherbet. So, okay. I don't know what all this is. The Sholey Network says Skull. I don't,
All right.
The Real Stuttering John Fan Club says, "What up, boys? Hello."
What Stuttering John Fan Club? What up, man?
Antonio A says,
John Fan Club. If you guys can help me book Stuttering John for this show, I don't think he's gonna remember me from the Stern days, but I would take a shot at that.
Antonio A says, "Did you see the size of the dick on that turkey?" I did, man. I did.
Yep.
Nick Tucker says, "My Uncle Bob is stuck in turkey with no teeth. Will he be okay?"
To everyone in the chat, thank you.
Yeah, there's a lot of people now going back and forth on Stuttering Bob. Bunch of other stuff. Yep. Uncle Jack asks if you ever eat ass. That's very personal.
The girl has a nice ass. I'll eat it. In fact, I want to resurrect one of my favorite Opie and Anthony boots.
Brett Hollywood.
From back in the day. So I want to get a hot girl. I want to dress up as Harley Quinn. And then I want to put cream cheese on her ass. Wipe my bagel on it. And eat cream cheese right off her ass crack.
Brett Hollywood Show says, "Yo, Fred Savage legitimately stole my toaster oven. That sucks, dude."
Wow, man. You should whip his ass.
Christy says, "Bob Levy is the best porn star." FKA the Ghetto Basement has this question for you, Blind Adam. He says, "Yo, did you really bang those hookers?"
Hells yeah! Been hookers since 2003, bro.
Dixon Cider says, "This girl was only hot as a teenager." I don't know who he's talking about. So, Maitland Ward, I guess.
Nah, man. Oh, look at our current work. Google deeper. You'll be impressed.
Real Stuttering John Fan Club opines that Jenna Jameson is the best of all time. BF Live Bobby is calling me out in the chat. Says, "Nim, tell Adam we are here." I'm sorry, man. I was falling down on the job, so
Wait,
you can kick my ass. BF Live Bobby. So
BF Live Bobby. So we're sorry, man.
yeah.
But you know what comic book character celebrated their 32nd birthday? Speaking of birthday cakes,
Who's that?
Harley Quinn.
Oh yeah. Hold on, I gotta bring this one up. Worst video ever says Stuttering John wants to interview you, Blind Adam.
Okay. I'll do it.
Crusher says, "Does the carpet match the drapes?" I hope you're not asking me that question.
Yeah, I don't want to know that too. But let's get back on track.
All right.
Love you guys.
There are a ton of comments in here, man. The chat is going off like I have not seen, man.
Thank you for chat. I think if this keeps happening, I have to get me a mod. But,
holy crap.
Harley Quinn, bro. Blonde hair, blue eyes, big tits, nice thighs.
All right, let me...
That makes Joker smile.
I will bring Harley Quinn up.
So
you know what?
Let's pull up Mad Love first, because this is like
Absolutely.
a story that doesn't get enough love, in my opinion.
I want to tell you something surprising. I wanted a copy of Mad Love for the longest time and haven't been able to find one. I just bought a copy of Mad Love about a month and a half ago for the first time. So.
I always had my pride and joy, which is the hardcover, which I have signed by everybody.
I've got the hardcover collector's edition. So
I had one of those too. I got it signed by Hamill and Kevin Conroy. I got Us the Soul, Dee Tim.
These these were hard to find for a while, man. Like I tried to get one off Amazon, and they wanted like $150.
Oh yeah, it was insane. It was out of print for a while too.
Yeah. So I was like, "Fuck that! I'm not paying $150 for it."
This
So
is basically the origin story of Harley Quinn. That's how she met the Joker. How she was working in Arkham Asylum. You know, she wanted the Joker dick. The rest is history.
I think this is one of the best things that Paul Dini and Bruce Timm ever did. So.
And I also like how they basically did the same story when they brought her in the regular DC continuity pretty much. They didn't really change all that much to it.
Not only that, Harley Quinn legitimately had Batman on the ropes in the story. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, if it wasn't for the Joker's ego, she would have killed him with the Piranhas.
Yeah.
Back
when
when the Joker and Batman are fighting.
Yeah.
And he's like, Batman's just like to the Joker. She almost killed me. Came a lot closer than you ever did, Puddin'.
I will also say that there is a line in here, which is one of my favorite lines that Mrs. Nim may or may not have been coaxed into saying to me in a Harley Quinn voice, which is, "Don't you want to take your Harley for a ride?"
Oh yeah, I actually for my best friend's birthday, I originally wrote the female part in a Harley Quinn costume.
Yeah.
But I have a buddy who's one of the son, who's the son in the movie that used Gwenpool, so I might just do that. But she's like, "Don't you want to rev up your Harley?"
Yeah.
And I got that straight because it's straight from this.
And my wife is from New Jersey, so she could do the accent pretty well. Her mom is from Brooklyn, so.
Yeah, because Harley Quinn, Arlene based her voice of Harley Quinn on Brooklyn.
Yeah, so my wife could do the voice. It's like, I'm just gonna leave it at that because I don't want to get too much into my personal life, but it's a good thing.
I don't want Mrs. Nevis just taking a flight to Jersey, coming to my house with a gun in the back.
Yeah,
yeah. You're my husband, motherfucker. You're the reason my husband asked me to dress up in a Harley Quinn costume.
Oh no, sorry, Adam. I was asking Mrs. Nim to do that long before I knew you. So, come on, give me some credit. So.
Okay, all right, good. I'm safe.
I was sick fuck in my own right. So.
Cool. That's why we get along so well.
I'm your typical comic book nerd. Let's just put it that way. So.
Sweet, but like I said, this story was animated for the new Batman and Robin Adventures in '97. Yeah. They did take out one of my favorite parts, which is in the comic they show Harley Quinn basically giving blowjobs for her grades.
Yeah.
And they had to take it out before censors.
Well, I will also say, speaking of, like, since it's the 25th anniversary of Harley, I mean, she's gone through the different iterations. I prefer old school Harley over the new one, but there was a recent animated movie called Batman and Harley Quinn that DC released.
Where Melissa Ralph from Big Bang voiced her?
Yeah. And there was a fun moment in there because she's got Nightwing tied up and she's about to release him and then decides not to. I was like,
I love it because Batman, once again voiced by the legendary Kevin Conroy, God rest his soul.
Mm-hmm.
And he had Lauren Lester back as Nightwing, and Batman breaks in, and Nightwing's like enjoying himself.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, and it reminded me, you know what that reminded me of? Do you remember, I don't know if you ever saw Monty Python and the Holy Grail, but when Percival comes to rescue Lancelot from the women with the oral sex and everything, he's like, I don't need rescuing, you know?
Why are you rescuing me for, man?
Yeah. It's like, I'll brave the peril, you know? So.
Like I said, if anyone in the chat, and I doubt the chat I have tonight's interested, if you this mad love, if you find it like in the wild for like $30 or less, and you want to like make some quick money, you can get between like 50 to 100 for it, depending.
Lost Keychains. They
still go for decent money, but they dip from where they were a couple years back.
Lost Keychain asked, was Stuttering John in Wing Commander? Yeah, he's one of those cat people. Little known fact.
Yep. But another cool cover I found was from the 1994 San Diego Comic-Con program.
Oh yeah, let me throw this up.
This is actually pretty sweet. This is the first time you see Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn on the same cover.
I hope this is the right one that I brought up. I may not. Is this the Simpsons one?
No.
It came up the wrong thing, man.
All right, the Simpsons one is cool too. That's actually predates any Simpsons comics as well.
You wanted the 1994 San Diego Comic-Con cover with Harley and Poison Ivy?
Yeah.
Let me look for it. Talk amongst yourselves.
Boop, 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 boop. But basically, yeah, man. If anyone can help me get Opie from the Opie and Epi show on this thing so I can tell him that he's a hack, he's a has-been, and he was nothing without Anthony, I'd appreciate that. Greg Opie uses a bitch. I said it. And I'll go up to Long Island. I'll kick his monkey ass. Take all his girls. And I'll show him what it's like to be funny for once. Go boop boop.
I can't find that cover.
Don't worry about it. There is one that's out there. I do like the Simpsons cover as well. I may do some more research because I forget where I read about it.
I have failed at my job. All right.
No, you did not.
I'll get.
Laura!
If you can find me, you could.
Small penis, 1-inch pocket rocket, Laura! Anything happen? Anything new in the chat in the last couple of minutes that?
You are the ones who are the ball lickers. You are the ones who are the ball lickers.
Yeah. Such a great movie. Before Freddy movie comes out this weekend, Kevin Smith's latest endeavor. I can't wait to see it.
Mrs. Nim just brought me some.
Tomorrow I gotta freaking do medical testing, which I'm getting paid good money for.
Mrs. Nim just made me a hot chai tea latte and brought it back.
Nice.
That's love right there.
That's awesome. Yeah, so what is next on my agenda now that we're done with the Harley Quinn stuff?
But
before we hang on, before we do you have a favorite rendition of Harley Quinn from the animated shows and our live action?
Oh yeah. I mean, without a doubt, 100%, hands down, it's the original. It's Arlene Sorkin. So, the voice is the voice of Harley, and that's to take nothing away from. God, why I am blanking today. I'm being old today. No, the live action Harley.
Margot Robbie.
Yeah, Margot Robbie is friggin' great as Harley Quinn. I think she's fantastic, and she's hot as hell. I mean, as well. So let's be honest. But Arlene Sorkin's voice, Harley back then. I mean, you want to get me in a comic book rant? Ask me about what they've done to Harley Quinn versus the past, because I thought Harley Quinn was a great character and what they did with her, and then over the years she's morphed into something different. And I still enjoy Harley Quinn, but for me, it's the original from the animated series, and then when they brought her into everything, it's Arlene Sorkin all the way. Her voice was fantastic. It was sexy and cute and deadly and everything else. She was so good. And then close second, right after that, is Margot Robbie. Because when I saw Margot Robbie on screen in Suicide Squad, I was like, yeah, she's Harley Quinn. She is Harley Quinn.
Dave, Google Cleo Valentine as Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad Triple X from the porn parody.
Okay.
I put that up as a close third, just because she kind of tried to morph them together.
How do you spell her name? Cleo Valentine.
Cleo, I believe. And,
Cleo?
Yeah. All right.
Ooh.
You've seen my emails and texts. You think I know how to spell shit? I'm the type of person kindergarten teachers like to smack. Amazon, stop! Amazon, stop! Fuck it, Amazon ruining my show. Thinks it's special.
I'm not sure if I'm looking at the right. I have an image, but it looks like Margot Robbie.
Alright, never mind.
Oh, hold on. Give me a second.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I haven't seen that one, I don't think, but I'm going to in a moment. There she is.
She was amazing in the Suicide Squad porn parody. Was better than the actual movie from 2016.
I can find images of her, but I can't find images of her as Harley. So.
All right, that's interesting. Maybe go on YouTube and bring up the trailer. Suicide Squad XXX.
Okay.
It's an Axel Braun thing. It's the Axel versus the shit. Everyone in the chat, thank you for hanging out. Like I said, one of these days, yeah, I might just do that. If the Stuttering John fan club wants to help out and help me book John for my show, I would have him on as a guest. I don't know because I'm trying to get on the Compound Media Network. That's going to help me much, but what the hell?
Here's this parody video right here.
Let's do it, man.
There's no place like home. There's no place like... Hey, this don't look like Kansas.
We're gonna need help.
Good morning. I'm your court-appointed psychiatrist, Dr. Harleen Quinzel. And apparently we have a lot of work cut out for us.
Mr. J?
Who's watching the hyenas? Sugar?
How's that feel?
Ripper.
That's fantastic, man.
Oh yeah, this is
Killer Frost is in it, and Poison Ivy, and Riddler, and everything too. Jesus.
Yeah, because a lot of the plot of the porn parody takes place in Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
And it's really comic book accurate. Axel Braun.
Is it a parody of that Assault on Arkham animated movie?
Basically, I think what he did is he mixed in stuff from the 2016 movie in with Arkham Asylum, and they came out like around that same time period.
Okay.
And he mixed in a lot of comic book stuff in as well.
I'll tell you, man, nothing against porn. I'm not saying anything about it, but that guy and those people doing, the roles and stuff, they ought to they ought to approach Warner Brothers and let Axel Braun do some, regular DC stuff, because the guy seems to have his pulse on what is actually going on.
I don't think they would even reach out to him because of the porn thing.
Yeah.
B, because he can do on a small budget what they dreamed they could do with their shit.
Yeah.
And his series of films, whether it was Marvel, DC, he did a Snow White parody, which looks amazing.
He did
Pinocchio, and it was better than anything that they tried with the character in the last 15 to 20 years.
He seems to really understand what he's parodying. So, I mean, maybe he could just do parody. But...
He actually worked. He was the head auctioneer for Sotheby's. He owned the comic book store.
So, because, I mean, I look at all that stuff, and yeah, it's a porn parody, but as a comic book geek, I look at it, it's like, it's comic book accurate, man. It's like good stuff.
He's taking story beats from actual comic books.
Yeah. So.
There's stuff from Mad Love in there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, plus the Killer Frost, the costume and the actress playing Killer Frost was freaking dead on accurate. It was fantastic. So.
Yes.
I mean, Killer Frost is
I kind of wish Hollywood would take a cue from what Axel did, especially with the costumes.
And then the Poison Ivy they had in there, she was great. She was right out of the Arkham Asylum games, so the Arkham games. Yeah, it's cool. But for me, my favorite is Arlene Sorkin. I think that, we were talking about voices earlier with Morgan Freeman and James Earl Jones. Well, her voice as Harley, for especially a young NEM comic book fan, was one of the sexiest damn things, man. So.
Well, yeah, there is one scene in the episode that I have no clue how they got it past the censors. I think it's in the Creeper episode.
Yeah.
Where she puts some pie on her finger. She's like, "You want to lick off some of my pie pudding?"
Yeah.
And it's cherry pie to boot.
Well, and remember the episode, which one was it? I think it was an episode of Batman animated series, but it might have been one of the movies where they're going to Boxy to get his help with something, and she gets up to sing.
Oh yeah, actually, the last time I played it, I got hit. I got a nice little notice from copyright, so I'm not gonna play it again. Yeah, and that's when she gets up and sings. We can be sweethearts again.
Yeah.
Watch that was just Paul Dini promising one of his best friends, Eileen Sorkin, that he would write Harley Quinn a musical number.
Yeah.
Way before Lady Gaga will ever do it. And I don't know how I still feel about that.
I'll tell you, we as comic book fans missed out on the fact because in Justice League Unlimited, you had Batman saying, "Am I Blue?" And then Arlene Sorkin, we deserve to have Batman, a la the Music Meister episode from Brave and the Bold, have Batman and Harley singing with Kevin Conroy and Arlene Sorkin. We missed out on that, man. So.
I know the Arrowverse gets a lot of shit. But one of the coolest things they did was that Music Meister episode.
Yeah.
Where he forced Grant Gustin and Melissa Benoist to actually sing.
Yeah, it was great. But I will say this. It was good. I enjoyed it, but it was nowhere near as good as the Batman, the Brave and the Bold episode with the Music Meister with Black Canary and Aquaman singing and all the other ones.
Actually, my favorite musical thing anywhere is from the Brave and the Bold. It's called the Matches Malone episode that has the Birds of Prey song in it.
Yeah.
Which is the most sexual, innuendo thing in a kid's cartoon I've ever seen.
Although, you know what my favorite part of Batman the Brave and the Bold was? Like, all of it? I'll let you guess. He's a guy who has also passed away. So.
Adam West?
Nope.
And Julie Newmar?
Paul Rubens' Batmite. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was going to be my second guess.
Yep.
Because I forgot for a minute that Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman.
Yep.
The king of the master debaters.
That guy was a classic. In fact, I just pulled a clip of him for another show about a month ago of when he played that vampire in Buffy the Vampire Slayer who died, took forever to die, which was a classic. role of his.
Was like Buffy the Vampire Slayer like the place to go for failing comedians in the mid 90s?
Well, he was in that first movie. So with Donald Sutherland.
I haven't watched that since it came out in the theaters, that first movie.
See, I never watched when it was out Buffy the Vampire the Slayer TV series because I was such a fan of the movie. And the TV series is much different than the movie, because it had to be, because it's a TV series. But, I mean, and don't get me wrong, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the TV series is good. But the movie is a completely different tone, and I think it's great. It's more of a comedy, though, because Buffy is much more of a valley chick. It's Christy Swanson plays Buffy.
Yes, that's around that when valley chicks were all the rage.
Yeah.
Actually, there isn't such thing in the reality for the valley chicks like that still out there. At the Comic Pimp on Twitter, the Real Boy Adam on Instagram. Just because I was watching Valley Girls on YouTube.
Hey.
Recently.
As someone who grew up in California in the 80s, I knew a lot of Valley Girls, and it was as annoying then as it is now, but I'll just leave it at that.
Nice.
But, I love the movie.
Anyone in the chat, if you like what you're watching, please like and subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate that. We're working on, conquering the world, getting everyone paid, laid, and made. And when we get to 569 subscribers, there will be a cosplay orgy pizza party.
Nice.
I don't know where yet.
Donald Sutherland is the Seeker in the Buffy movie, who's also just passed recently. So.
Wow. I'm gonna have to go back here. Like I said, I haven't watched the actual movie since '92. One of the episodes I remember fondly of the show.
David Arquette is in that movie. The guy who is from 90210 is in that movie.
Luke Perry.
Yeah, Luke Perry is in that movie. Paul Rubens, like I said, is in that movie. And I don't know if it was like this in the TV series, but one of the funniest things is her secret weapon for detecting vampires in the movie is PMS cramps.
You know what? That was definitely not in the TV show.
Yeah.
I don't think they were able to get that past practice and practices.
She gets PMS cramps when vampires are around. That's her secret weapon.
I'm going to go seek this out. It's streaming somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm sure they really want to, like when I go to restock my DVDs for street vending and conventions, I'm sure I'll find it in the $3 bin at Walmart.
Yeah. I love that movie. So it took me a while to warm up to Joss Whedon's version because it was a much darker movie or series, and it was different. And Buffy wasn't the Valley Girl Buffy, but it's still good. So don't get me wrong. But
plus, the actress who played Buffy in the show, Sarah
Michelle Gellar.
She's a MILF nowadays.
Yeah. Although, speaking of Sarah Michelle Gellar, every time I think of Sarah Michelle Gellar, I think of her getting yeeted off the roof in Scream 2. So.
Actually, one of the best Sarah Michelle Gellar movies of all time is her, and one of the only decent movies that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson did, which also has Justin Timberlake and Sean, the dude who was Stifler, and Kevin Smith is in it for a hot minute. It's called Southland Tales, which is an amazing movie.
Really? I haven't seen that.
About 2007, 2008, there were also 2 graphic novels.
Whenever I think of the guy who played Stifler, other movies he's in, the first one that I go to is Evolution with David Duchovny and Orlando Jones. So. Yeah,
sure. He was also in the Dukes of Hazzard remake with Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah. Wasn't he also in Old School as the guy with the horse tranquilizer?
Yep.
Yeah. Dude, that's awesome.
What do I have next in my hit list?
We only have one thing left. It's Project Pegasus.
All right, everyone. I will be doing another adult entertainment project. It is called Project Pegasus. It's basically a girl tying me up and forcing me to take it in the butt. What in the butt? What in the butt. Here, bang, 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 bang. So it's going to be starring myself and my good friend Michaela Cox, and I should have it up on mini-vids. I think the first week of October, because I'm trying to time publicity for it around the time of Exotica with Tornado the movie and just doing some synergy for PR. Try to get everything going there.
Should wait and release it for National or International Women's Day. So
I can do that too.
A la Deadpool. So
I can do that. Did you see Beetlejuice? So basically, if we can just show the image one more time. The artwork for this print is really nice.
Yep, I got it up right now. So
like I said, if anyone wants to buy it, 11x17 autographed by me on this, $20. Hit me up via Instagram at the Real Blind Adam or Twitter at the Comic Pimp, and I can definitely hook you guys up with an 11x17 in a top loader. The art was done by my friend Eric, and I'm proud of the artwork. I cannot wait to release this. I got a few things coming up, the mini vids, and I got some new platform stuff coming up soon. Just
cool.
Getting everything back on track. Like I said to everyone, you see Beetlejuice yet?
I have not. I've seen reviews of Beetlejuice. I've seen clips. I saw about half of it, but I saw it illegally. So
I was thinking of going that route, and then I may want to take my my parents out to the movies for to treat them for all the help they've been giving me as of late.
I really do want to see that movie. Beetlejuice is one of my favorite movies growing up, and released in 1989, correct?
I think it was 88, because I remember that was the last movie that Michael Keaton did before Batman.
I will share some intimate NIM knowledge here for everybody. Winona Ryder's character in that movie, and also whoever played Morticia Addams in the Addams Family movies, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, cemented the fact that I was going to love goth chicks for the rest of my life. So, you know.
Yeah, and Winona Ryder is a J-I-L to the L to the F. She's a MILF. She's a MILF.
Winona Ryder.
RoboCop, I'll buy that for $1, sirs.
Yeah, between that and then later on, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Vampire chicks. You got what's her name in Underworld series?
Kate Blanchett.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what cured me of the rainbow bullshit, sparkle shit from Twilight? Anna Paquin in True Blood.
Ooh.
Anna Paquin, True Blood.
I'll even say this, and I'm as heterosexual as they come, and this is a throwback because it's been a while since he was on RuPaul's Drag Race, but Sharon Needles did weird goth drag all the time, and I'll tell you, there's some drag queens on that show that are like friggin' hot. I'm like, you got to remind yourself what exactly is going on.
I got some spooky fucking talent too.
Yeah, but Sharon Needles did all these goth stuff, and it's pretty good in goth. It's just like, yeah, well, you know, as a guy, that shit's freaking confusing, but it is what it is. So.
You know, my whole thing is whatever floats your boat, as long as you're not hurting yourself and hurting anybody else.
Absolutely.
Not at all, man.
No. I mean, I'm man enough to know that I could just say, yeah, that's hot. You know, not that I would do anything because that's not how I float my boat. You know, but exactly. I could still be like, yeah. I mean, and my wife will say the same thing. She sees some of the women on RuPaul's Drag Race is like, Jesus, she's hotter than I am. You know, so.
It's one of the shows there's not enough time in the day, and I've been burnt out on reality shows for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
I think the last one I followed religiously was Jersey Shore.
Okay.
Just because, you know, JWoww, Snooki, The Situation.
My wife.
Anyone wants to watch horrible stand-up comedy?
Yeah.
Watch the roast of Donald Trump where they had the situation on the dais. I'd rather you're better off watching fucking chalk, nails on a fucking chalkboard.
My wife, I'm ashamed to admit this, but I'm going to admit it to you right now. Last week, 2 weeks ago, and then I watched it 2 weeks ago and this last week. I'm just sitting in the room doing nothing. My wife was like, "What do you want to watch?" And we're flipping past channels, and she saw the end of The Bachelorette. She put it on.
No.
I usually run out of the room when that shit's on. I was watching The Bachelorette for 2 episodes and yelling at the screen. I had to check my man card after that, but literally, I'm going to tell you right now.
I'm not next to you because I went to have breakfast and my mother had a day off where she didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
And I wound up watching an episode of fucking Catfish with her. And I was just like,
that's another one.
This is the biggest piece of dog shit garbage that can be produced. It's like, where's my crack work confessions when I need it? Where's
the only thing that I'm more ashamed of that I watch, and I watch these on my own, is last Christmas my wife got me hooked on those damn Hallmark Christmas romance movies.
I'll plead the fifth, Your Honor, because they start coming out of my house right after fucking Halloween.
Bobby,
my dad is addicted to those Hallmark Christmas movies where it's like, okay, let's just take all the same motherfucking actors, interchange them in different situations, make maybe 5 changes to pieces of dialogue, and it's all the same motherfucking movie.
And I watch that shit, man. I watch it. So, Maud Levy says, Bobby Fram, what the hell are you doing here?
Bobby Fram. Don't know, man. Who's Bobby Fram?
I think from Bobby BF Live.
All right, cool. Bobby, much love. To everyone in the chat, much love. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe.
JFK Head Chunk wants to know if you're an airline pilot. So
Hells no.
Patrick Guise, I don't know if I'm saying this right, says Wing Commander. That sounds a little vulgar.
Great video game.
Wasa Vista says, what do you get for the person who has truly seen it all? Penicillin?
Okay. What do you got coming up podcast wise in the next week? Anything?
I'm doing a promo for I've got Phoenix Throne is coming out in digital on the Any One World store at the end of the month, so I've got a promo podcast I'm doing for that this weekend. I'm doing we did a Vampires versus Zombies show last month, and we're planning a new one for next month. It's probably gonna be I don't know what it's gonna be. It's gonna probably be aliens versus something. So, where we debate like are they better, who's better in the movies, vampires or zombies, who would win a fight, vampires versus zombies, who's better in a dance-off, vampires versus zombies. Of course, zombies won that, so.
How the fuck did zombies win the dance-off?
Michael Jackson's Thriller, man, so.
Okay. With a legendary Vincent Price.
Yes. So, yeah, we did that, and then I got something new I'm working on. You want to see a promo on something real quick?
Hell yeah! Let's see the promo, bro.
So I'm going to be doing a new show, and I'd like this eventually to be daily. So we will see if I can get it to daily. But this show is going to be. This is the promo for the whole show, and it's going to feature. I'm going to be VJing, so doing videos, music videos. I'm going to be doing reviews. I'm going to be talking to guests and everything. But I kind of give away a little bit of the premise for the show, and once it's done processing, I'll put the promo up. I couldn't use the actual music So this is like music that's.
Love that.
But here's a debut promo for NIM TV. So
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That was awesome sauce, bro.
If you want your NIM TV, it'll be coming soon. So
Awesome.
I want my NIM TV. So
Nice. Well, I will be back Tuesday night at 8 p.m. with a special guest. I'm not going to announce it just in case something falls through like it did this Tuesday, because card is always subject to change. To everyone in the chat, thank you for hanging out with us and spending some of your night with us, letting me into your hearts and into your homes. We'll be kicking ass, taking names, pipping horse gaming theme, going cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. Yeah. Yeah.
oh my.
Remember, you don't need to have a vision. So I'll have to sort you two about it. Go chase your dreams. You just might catch them. Let's all get paid. Let's be laid and get made. This is American, where the shoots are paid with gold. I love you all. You can check me out at the Real Blind Adam on Instagram, Twitter at the Comic Pimp, eBay at Blind Adam, mini vids at Blind Adam. All sorts of cool stuff coming soon. I love you all. Blind Adam out.